The conclusion of the Lakers and the Bucks from Milwaukee. Stay right here for the second game of the doubleheader. The Indiana Pacers out on the road out west taking on the Clippers in LA. Coverage begins shortly after 10:30 Eastern time. And in case you haven't been staying up to watch the Clips, as you should tonight, you really should. You've missed their 7-1 march, during which they've led the league in scoring and three-point shooting. Guys, Clips are comfortably 8th at the moment, but only a game behind the Spurs for the 5th spot in the West. Now 11-5 since trading Tobias Harris, which defies everything you would think about trading away your best player, right? They've gotten better, or at least maintained their record, including a buzzer-beating win on Sunday against the Nets. How are they getting this done? What is fueling this persistent push?
They have an outstanding head coach in Doc Rivers, a guy who I think is in a different frame of mind since the trade took place. I think this is the happiest Doc has been in a long time because he identifies with this group. Doc was a plugger. He was a hard worker when he played. He came in and grinded every night when he was on the floor to become an all-star in the NBA. And that's what he has here right now, the tone that Patrick Beverley sets. A couple of these youngsters follow. I didn't know if they knew that Shamet was as good as he was until they got him there. And so,
maybe
wow,
Philly might not have known how good he was.
Exactly. Okay, you're right. This guy is really good. I mean, not only can he handle a little bit more than I thought he could, but he knocks down shots. It's like easy for him shooting threes and making them. So Doc is having fun coaching this team. This team has a great spirit about it right now.
And they've got a bench scoring duo that could set an NBA record for highest scoring average between two players in Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell. This is nothing new for Lou Williams because he's part of the 3 highest scoring bench duos in NBA history if they keep up this 34-point average.
Yeah, and it's about balance. You know, Matt, Coach, I think Lou Williams is such a refined operator on the perimeter. He gets shots against basically anybody. And Montrezl Harrell goes out there and literally physically outplays whoever's in front of him every night. When you got those two things working, if you're Doc Rivers, you can insert those guys into a game at any time and change tempo. The part about this that really works is that when they traded Tobias Harris, there was no change to the chemistry of this team, which is pretty surprising.
Yeah.
You got a guy who's as no nonsense, as low maintenance as Tobias Harris is. You make that tweak to your locker room and to your rotation, and it took nothing away from what you were doing. That tells you, as you mentioned, Coach, the job that Doc has done with this group, and also the fantastic job the front office has done knowing their team, understanding their DNA, and knowing who can plug in and play with this group and who you can take away and not miss a step. That, to me, that's a sign of a team that really has a handle on itself and an organization that understands their roster as well.
Let's not overlook the fact that, and I hope this is not a hex on him, but Gallinari has been healthy, basically.
Yeah.
And when he is healthy and can play, he changes whichever team he's on. Right now, the Clippers have a Gallinari who has shown up. This guy rebounds for him. He knocks down shots for him. He's a terrific team player. The guys like him in the locker room. You know, he's all about trying to win for his team. He likes that. And he couldn't do it so many seasons because of the injuries that he was always fighting. Thus far, with the Clippers, things have been good.
He's played 59 games already. He's only done that 2 other times over the last 5 seasons. He's had so many injuries over the course of his career. Injury and the schedule have conspired against their opponent tonight, the Indiana Pacers, who are 6-7 since the All-Star break, 12-12 since Victor Oladipo went down with that ruptured quad tendon back in January. And look at the schedule ahead. 0-2 on this 4-game trip right now with the Clippers tonight and in Oakland on Thursday, and then they go home for the Nuggets, then in OKC and in Boston as well. It doesn't get any easier.
No, and they knew that. I mean, I think this was a part of the understanding. The minute Victor Oladipo went down and you knew he was done for the season, there were a bunch of guys on that Pacers roster that understood their roles would change dramatically. You know, Bogdanovich has done a really nice job of picking up his play. Miles Turner has been active. Sabonis has been active. The addition of Wesley Matthews has certainly helped. But they got some other guys who still, I think, can go to another level. Some of those backcourt guys, the depth they have at the guard positions, that can still improve and get better going into the playoffs. So Nate McMillan has more to work with this group. And look, there was bound to be some struggles without Victor Oladipo. You don't have an all-star player go down in this league and not suffer a little bit in his absence.
Well, how about the tough-mindedness that Nate McMillan has gotten these guys to buy into? When Oladipo went down, team meeting, let's talk about this thing. Are we going to go from third and fall out of this playoff picture?
Right.
Or are we going to hang in there for all the hard work we've done, as good as we've been defensively? We just need you guys to pick up some other areas that, Victor led us in. And the guys have really responded, and they've done a terrific job.
Yeah, the schedule is tough, and who knows, maybe they slip to fifth, but then there's a little bit of a cushion, so they could wind up in a first-round series against Boston the way it looks right now. Whether they have home court or whether the Celtics do is yet to be determined.